What is the opposite of life? Your guess is 100% wrong. But let's look deep into this matter and see if death is the opposite of life, the ending of this physical form. Is it the end of life? I say death is a process of life, is part of that life process. So death, this is dead matter, helps in soil fertility. So soils with a lot of dead matter are very fertile. They are very productive to the plants, which needs the manure or the dead matter for their nourishment. So vegetations and all plants depend on dead matter for their nourishment and for their betterment. So topsoil is made up of dead matter. This includes dead plants, this includes animals' bodies, animal flesh, carcasses. This includes human beings. So when all these dead matter are incorporated into the soil through a recycling process, which is done by worms and maggots. So they recycle, and ants. So they recycle this dead matter into fertile soils. They recycle this dead matter into manure for the soils. They recycle this dead matter to a state of being useful to plants. They create greener pastures. So dead matter improves the soils in a very big way. So dead animals, dead human beings, dead plants are very useful to the soil because they offer humus. They offer the topsoil. In fact, a dead body, placed by the rules of nature, a dead body plays its role in improving the soil fertility. So fertile soils create a very suitable environment for the plants to flourish. So this tells us that death, the destruction of this physical form, is a part of life and plays its role for nourishing other forms of life. It's a necessary process for the sustenance of other living forms. So when that animal is dead, when that human being is dead, when that plant is dead, then there is a hope for fertile soils. This doesn't mean we have to kill others to create fertile soils. This doesn't mean people committing suicide just to add soil fertility. But it means to accepting death as part of life, as part of the sustenance of other living forms. So when death happens of animals, of plants, of human beings, and of all living things, Then their carcasses, they are decomposed body mass, is a very great form of manure, a very great form of soil improver, natural soil improver. So this is the highest form of recycling, whereby a stinking, decomposing body turns into a very great form of manure. So this is another level of recycling. So death is not the opposite of life. Death facilitates other forms of life. We've said decomposition, which is as a recycling method done by worms, by maggots, by ants, by other thousands of or millions of microorganisms, play a role in recycling this dead body into a form of soil improver. So that's recycling done by nature. It's kind of a recycling that follows the laws of life. It's a recycling that facilitates and enables life to happen. So we would not have plants if our soils had no dead matter. They would lack the fertility they need to flourish. So the dead matter in the soils improves the pastures, and the pastures nourish the cows, the goats, and from nourish the pastures and cows and goats, we humans get our food. So it begins from decomposing matter, which becomes important or improves the soil fertility, and so improves the well-being of plants and all vegetations. This includes all crops, all fruits, all fruit trees. So that decomposition process, that ending of that physical form, changes and is utilized by nature for improving soil fertility. And soil fertility means better crops, better pastures, fatter animals. So death, as we know it, it's a very great part of life. It improves life. And to surprise you, death is a part of life than most of us. Some of us are very disconnected from the flow of nature. Some of us are very disconnected from life process, from the life essence. Dead bodies, dead carcasses, decomposing bodies play a better role than we humans. Decomposing bodies abide by the law of nature and are turned into humus. But we humans do things that distract even the life in ourselves. We self-destruct ourselves. So most of the human species is anti-life. Some go to extreme levels of committing suicide. Others self-harm. Others cause their pains. So the death of a human being or a plant or an animal is very helpful and very much a part of nature. is very much 100% a part of the life process. We've said for vegetation to flourish, for crops to flourish, for trees to flourish, for any green living thing to flourish, soils are needed. And for animals to flourish, vegetation is needed. This includes byproducts of trees. This includes byproducts of plants. This includes all plants. So animals need plants to feed on, and the plants need the dead matter to absorb through the roots and incorporate into building a healthy plant. And for that plant to grow, it really needs that decomposing matter, that dead matter. So you realize that death, the decomposition of this physical form, is a recycling process, courtesy of nature, 100% for supporting life. It might be the life of grass, it might be the life of a tree, it might be the life of a flower. So for a green living thing to be, we first need fertile soils. And we've said fertile soils require dead matter. And vegetation, crops, and all living plants require dead matter, require humus, a lot of humus. So a lot of humus means healthier crops and flourishing crops and vegetation. Flourishing crops and vegetation mean healthier animals which feeds on the healthy vegetation. And healthy animals means again to human beings, because we acquire our foods from flesh. This includes from animals, animal flesh, and from plants flesh. This includes fruits. This includes these sugar canes. So we need plants. These might be rice, maize. All these are plants. So when the plants are healthy, when the animals are healthy, we as human beings benefit. So when there is decomposition in the soil, it means the animals, the plants, and the human beings will all flourish. When the soils have a lot of humus, then it means a flourishing, a betterment of human life. Humans will get more fruits from their trees when the soils are fertile. Humans will get healthier goats when the soils are fertile. So decomposition or death is part of the life process, is a component. Of the life process. Decomposition offers habitat to a lot of microorganisms. A lot of microorganisms have to cooperate and recycle this decomposing body into humus. They have to cooperate. That's a cooperation of nature. That's we will have maggots, worms, all kinds of microorganisms that are busy working to change this stinking dead body into humus. In fact, that process begins immediately the individual is dead. So death is a process of life, is a sustainer of living things. We flourish because of what humus in the soils, because of what the humus in the soil did to the plants we ate, to the animals we fed on. They depended on vegetation. Vegetation depend on the soils, on fertile soils. Fertile soils need dead matter. Dead matter includes decomposed animal flesh, decomposed plants flesh, or parts of plants. This may include leaves. This might include all dead matter. That dead matter is turned into a great facilitator or a great improver of the soils. That dead matter is recycled and utilized to nourish vegetation. This includes all plants, all trees, all green living things. So I'll repeat my question. What is the opposite of life? What is the opposite of life? Can that which is part of the life process or sustaining life be the opposite of life? Can that which supplies humus, fertile soils to the trees, to the grass, can that which facilitates the improving of soil fertility, and soil fertility improves the life of plants and vegetation? So can that death process that includes the soils be the opposite of life? So what is the opposite of life?